So we've been preparing over the last day. I assume that you filled bulwark in about what happened.
Yeah.
You did what? And And you touched what?
So, well, there are three shining orbs over the fate card there. To the fate, like
Why is that still here?
I don't know.
So the threads, to tame the card, the threads have to be severed.
And to sever the threads, we have to kill the hags, I guess.
Or cast a fate change. So they've still weaved through. Yeah, so we've got 24. We have 24 hours till they're here. So you have 24 hours to ponder your thread fate before they get here.
So basically, they get to join the world of the living as long as we cut 3 threads of something else that's living.
When you tame them.
I don't plan on taming a hag. I plan on killing a hag.
So
I think that'll tame the card.
But let's go to Vincent. So Vincent, you've had 24 hours to think. You've had some time to think about this altering. So for your thread to get cut, you're really going to have to change something.
I have to change something?
That's sadly that is the taming part. As long as there are loose threads out there, the card can't be tamed. So
can I change that the village I found isn't starving anymore? Or does it have to be about my parents?
No. It can be
about anything.
Anything. So you've thought long and hard. You're like, well, so you'd like them to actually be using your childhood experience. You wished that. So instead of just hunting and stuff, like you were able to find the people ability to get them more food and not starving.
And they can defend themselves.
So without you.
Because once my family died, that was my new family.
Yeah. So they were better off. It stopped a lot of loss. How does that shape you? How does that change how you were built?
Makes him a folk hero instead of whatever he chose.
An urban bounty hunter.
So instead of a bounty hunter, does this? So you helped, it would not be as harsh. So would it be like, hey, you were this young hero? I would say that would change you to a folk hero.
How would it change me if I wished for the Dagons to be dead?
Is that the wording?
Mm-hmm. Be very careful with the wording.
A single.
The ones who killed your
one branch of the tree. The whole tree.
How would it affect me if?
So you want to know what would happen?
Remember,
they showed her what would happen.
Uh-huh.
Do you wish to see what happens if the thread was plucked in the ripple to where your father defeated the Dagons and they are gone?
Sure.
So they pluck, and you see your father continue on in the trainings. You see your father standing over the Dagons and imprisoning them, and becoming the new lords of the land, teaching all these villages and stuff. You finally stood up instead of just battling them. You went through. You see. Did you have any siblings?
Mm-hmm.
So how many siblings?
We'll say one brother, one sister.
So of course they had perished before, so they go through, and you see them grow up in battle, they grow up and they also train and do many things. You do not go down the Gloomstalker path though, on that.
That would make sense.
It's like instead you could become quite proficient in honorable fighting.
Okay.
So you then go the route of a fighter champion. You become a champion because your father becomes a champion in this land, so you become very knightly and stuff like that. It's like you help put down many rebellions, and you don't hide from the world or sulk around. Like you go through.
So pretty much the exact opposite of what I am.
You still have your bow.
Not exactly, because if you go fighter or archer, you get another +2 to hit.
Yeah, so it's
just to hit.
Yeah, but you would be champion.
And you keep all your feats.
Yeah, it's like everything changes. Just your subclass would change. Well,
your main class will change to a fighter. From ranger, you'd lose your spells.
But you'd be a champion type. Like
what's the new champion do? Because the old one kind of sucks.
Extended crit range.
The new champion is much better.
I mean, just starting off with 1920 crit range on your bow, with all the bonuses you could throw onto it now. Plus, you'll be proficient with all those other weapons.
Yeah, basically, you'd have all those the nicks and the topples and all that crazy.
Yeah, you'd be proficient in all of it. You could take any type of ranged and light proficiency weapons you want and still become ungodly.
But your mother and father are there, and you went through, like you said, threads of fate. You've hunted hags, you've done everything you did before, but you had people with you, and you did stuff, and so you're well honored and pushed forward. So unless you want to be a learned fighter.
What do you mean?
So like one that's it's like, do you it could pursue the path of being an aristocrat fighter.
Duelist.
No, it's not a fighter. It'd be a different class. I'm asking, like, do you want to be like a scholar fighter? Because there's a new class.
Something new.
It's new.
Sweet.
What's it called?
So it's the Bard of Sword.
Bard of Swords.
Yes, the new Bards of Swords, where like I said, you go through and you're
the College of Swords. Yeah.
So and you get 2 attacks, and you're proficient in a lot of stuff.
That in the builder.
So it's like because you got to be brought up. You got to be brought up as
so you can be a fighter and a skill monkey at the same time. That sounds awesome. Bard of Swords.
Yeah, like you get, like I said, you get 2 attacks and you get stuff. Oh, they have a paladin version of
really?
Of a bard, like it's like of a bard now too on the new one.
I had a cleric bard that's called an evangelist. That was awesome.
I don't think Vincent would change it, to be honest. I really don't, because it's just kind of shaped who he was.
So like I said, but the world is no better or worse really, because you went through and corrected, but instead of you doing it, your father did it.
Yep.
And you were just sort of his squire moving along. So again, you became like his rider and all that stuff, and you sort of like became like a knight of him. He became like a duke himself.
Yeah, I think I'll just keep the ranger.
If you choose the other one that he said, all you do is go to a folk hero instead of a urban
bounty hunter.
So there's not too many changes with that.
That's not real big.
A couple big things. Nothing
well known. You become well known.
She's pretty well known right now, but you're just sort of like Batman well known.
Oh, you may change your +2, +1.
Yeah, you might get better at a couple things.
I got 3 +1s from bounty hunter.
I think you'd get a +2 and a +1.
You can still choose 3, but I don't know if it's going to be the same stats for.
Yeah. So do I have to change something?
To change some type of fate.
Okay. What if I wished that all the Dagons were just dead?
Like something happened to them?
Yeah.
Like some type of plague?
Yeah, like some type of really bad disease that they suffer for.
I might change your alignment a little bit. It might put you into the neutral category. It's like, are you willing to change that? Like for you to go neutral?
I want all of the Dagons except for the guy that killed my dad. I want his son to still be alive. So I want him to experience what I experienced.
Oh dang, that definitely takes you.
That's the same loop she's in.
Not nice.
No, he's still alive. He just said that basically this is after. But
then you become the hunted one.
When I'm giving you the opportunity to give me a good story arc to go fight the sun.
An ultimate bad guy? Is that what you want?
No, he's still the bad guy. We just fight each other.
Maybe. So you wish that after the Dagons defeated your family, a plague spread upon them.
Yeah, just them.
So in the fates weave and are it's like they brought darkness upon themselves.
Middle East, you did one of those from old times, a pox on your house.
Yeah, I was just throwing bodies with smallpox in their castles.
So, but again, the darkness that crept into their souls come across their land. So it's like, do you wish this?
What do you mean their lands?
Their lands, all they're through, still the villages and everything. There's great famine that falls because the dukes fall, but of course they have money and stuff. So a few things change, but again, many of them die, and it leaves their eldest son, who is very close to your age. It's like he's left alive, and you see basically here this sort of, not really a throne room, but it's like a great hall, sitting, and he's surrounded at this table of nothing but dead bodies that have succumbed to this plague. For somehow he was immune to this great plague that is befallen everyone. And you just see him sitting at the end, the sort of holding his head with this staff at the end. And again, there's this great meal hall, like table. Nothing but dead bodies there. You notice at the bottom of his feet is his father, his dead father that is fallen. So he's sitting over him. So,
wow.
So do you wish to? Do you wish that to be the fate that changed?
As long as there's only harm coming to them.
That's the fate. It's a. So they will cast this, and this was recent.
So they just now died.
So
they're dying right now.
apparently, over the last few weeks, this has befallen the castle.
Okay.
So again, he's your age. He's around your age. So it's not like this happened shortly after when you were young. So this is recent. They've sat on their fat bellies, and they've done, because you said you've not dealt with them.
Yeah, it's been years.
So where they were, so this is all fallen. So they've went through.
And I don't know how, but I want him to know I'm responsible for it.
Don't worry about that. Somebody always tells, and it's usually somebody that's being watched in the party that doesn't even know they're telling on you.
So there's no way they can let them know that.
Okay.
They haven't encountered you, unless somehow you're saying that you brought the plague to them, and then your alignment sort of changes on that one. But if you brought the smoking rat.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, I didn't do it personally. I just wished it upon him.
Well, you just asked for fate. So again, so what the fate is, there's this diseased deer that they shoot in the woods, that had been infected by some type of green water. It's like months ago, that had been cured but still very sick. So yeah, and. Let's stop it.
Is the water you're talking about from your other?
Oh yeah. So it's all together. But it has been cured, but it's very weak and sick. It's very weak and sickly. So it luckily had not died, because this was a magical deer that had been stripped of its magic. But then when the water had been cleansed throughout the world. with the reawakening of magic, sadly he was very tainted.
Okay.
So, and everyone that went through and ate this deer and this
unicorn, pretty much.
This magic, it's like became sick because the magic inside of themselves became tainted in their connection with nature. So they sort of withered up because they couldn't function correctly.
Okay.
All but the son, who was apparently immune since he had no magic inherent in himself for it to affect.
Okay. So now his is snipped also.
So, well, he never had any. That's why he didn't.
No, his.
Yeah. So yours falls. So again, you like.
So I'm the only one still attached to him.
So what happens? Because of that.
Well, it didn't affect you. So it falls.
Oh.
So you changed fate, and really you did nothing. You just changed the fate instead of them. Instead of shooting this deer, fate changed and they shot
a different deer.
Dirty deer.
A very, very large ancient buck that have traveled the world, that have went north, which was around so it all ties together.
Maliki.
So anyway, so again, Paige has had 24 hours to think about her thread. So you've had time. So Paige is smart enough, probably the one to figure out first. It's like you can never tame this card until the threads are cut from you all. And if the hags got here and messed with it, then technically they've messed with you too. So you'd want something changed. Paige also doesn't want probably a poor ripple that could affect her. But what type of thread would you like to mess with?
Everybody on my island and my sister, they're still, I can't bring them back without causing them something, but can I...
Now that's a fixed point for you.
Yeah. Can I immediately cause the dude who did it to fall off the mountain and kill himself?
So you wish for something. You wish to something
final and negative.
You want something final and negative?
Painful. This is gonna hurt this dude like it hurt me walking on the island and realizing that I was too late to save my sister.
I don't think you killing one person is worse than me killing an entire family. So I think it's fine.
You didn't. The deer did.
Well, that's why I said I want something final, like maybe a tsunami happened right when he was.
But you wish for him to inflict the worst pain possible on this death knight. Is that what you're saying? Is that how you put it? The most agonizing thing that you can
something
think of?
To make him feel
suffer like you
what I've gone
through. So anyway,
nuts.
No, stop. So she pulls up a thread and shows you this death knight. So this death knight, she shows you something from a couple months ago. So this death knight is outside, is coming to Hubshine. And this death knight sees a winged creature fly off. The dome is still up. The time stop dome is still there. And this winged person flies off. So the death knight follows this winged being. So, and goes to the west. So there also is a dozen other winged creatures that follow this first winged creature.
Does he see them?
So you do not recognize this winged creature at all. It's a person with wings, and all these creatures have dragon skeletal wings flying through. So you follow through the eyes of the Death Knight coming up, and he comes, and he follows this being, and they come upon this great circle. It's like in the west, you're surrounded by volcanoes and everything like that, and there's a volcano erupting, and there's lava flowing down this mountain into like a pool of lava, where the 12 are standing around the pool of lava. So the primary winged creature, that has some type of weird crown upon her head. You now can see it's female. So puts her hands out and commands all the beings to step into the lava. So they all step in and burn, and crisp, and a weird symbol appears. So in the lava. So it seems like the night sort of feels like it's some type of connection or feeling, and from that, behind the volcano comes Tiamat, coming up, swooping down, and lands across from this winged creature. At this, Tiamat then, it's like, bellows out and asks if this winged creature pledges herself fully to him and forsakes all others. So in the pursuit of domination, and he's willing to give the West back to her and have her rule as his regent. So the Death Knight has a sense of deja vu. So and runs out and calls down to the winged creature, telling her that this will lead to ruin because it has happened before. Tiamat looks and says, "I do not know who you are, but I sense a part of me in your power." And at this, she takes her finger and pulls out the soul of whatever is in here, and crumples it up and throws it back down. She's like, "You now serve me, now and forever." The anguish and pain of the Death Knight is still there, but he will never serve his true master thanks to Tiamat's control. He will always be beside of her, but he will never be there. So he will always feel that, because he will never be able to act on his impulses, because he is now, basically nothing more than a follower of Tiamat.
I'll take that.
So honestly, I thought he was going to give him his soul back and make him a true paladin and have him force him to come apologize to her.
Oh.
That's what I would have done.
No. What I did was way worse.
I know, but it would have been worse for her, because
come
she
apologize.
had to apologize to her, and she'd have to change her alignment if she killed him.
She would have had to accept it.
But this Death Knight is basically, it's constantly in pain. It's because of this, it's constantly in pain.
Wow.
I'll take that.
So it's went from, in his mind, something important to now it's just it's just using him for power. He's just no more than just a living weapon at this point for Tiamat, not his regent.
Sweet.
So the tether is gone.
So now we kill the hags and the whole cards.
So now, if you all can keep the new weavers from being corrupted, so like you will tame the fake card for the deck.